So Marina, as a seasoned activist, you have experienced a long history of obstacles and oppositions to certain social issues in various contexts, particularly those which may or may not be more sensitive. And based on these experiences, we'd like to know what you think this movement can do to see positive results and help to change people's attitudes. So it's sort of instituting behavioral change, or at least attitudinal change.
Well, I think attitude is really important. And your attitude towards people is really based on how you look upon them. When I was working in HIV, there was a lot of really bad attitude for people, towards people from marginalized communities, because they didn't really think of them as human or normal. And so it's very easy to discriminate against drug users, sex workers and all that, because the attitude towards them is that they're not really like everyone else, they've done something bad, that sort of thing. I think here, when it comes to talking about children, I think we really need to examine the attitudes we have towards children. That they're not sort of unformed human beings with no feelings and not knowing, anything.
They're not mere abstractions.
They're not, and because kids are fully formed human beings. They're just smaller, And they also are now very aware, and they definitely have feelings. I mean, the trouble with adults is very often we act as if kids cannot hear, cannot see, when in fact they hear and see a lot. And so I think our attitudes towards children really need to be changed towards one of actually greater respect. I mean, and here I'd really like to mention the Convention on the Rights of the Child. I think everyone needs to understand the Convention on the Rights of the Child, that children have rights. And a lot of them are just very, very basic rights. And one of the most important, I think, is the right to information. To have the type of information, the type of knowledge that would actually protect them. And that would include things like sex education. And about realities of life, of course, geared towards their age. I think one of the great mistakes that we make is that children don't know about all these things. But then they're watching TV and they're on the internet and they know so many things. And how do we protect them without giving them good, accurate information that they can use? So that sort of thing is really, we have to change our attitudes towards children, because they are human beings and they have rights just like we do. And perhaps adults need to be educated about children's rights too.
Thank you, Marina. So, point there being, children are people too. Never forget that ever. All right. Now.